A book with no author, a language spoken by no people, and drawings of plants that do not exist on this earth. This is the Voynich Manuscript, the most mysterious book in the world. For over 600 years, it has defied every expert, every codebreaker, and every computer. It should have been solved by now, but it hasn't. And what scares people most is the growing feeling that maybe it can't be solved. Welcome to HistoryMind. Let's open the book and enter a mystery that might never end. 1912, Northern Italy. A rare book dealer named Wilfred Voynich enters the crumbling halls of a Jesuit college, searching through old manuscripts for something valuable. He doesn't expect to find it. Locked away in a forgotten trunk, buried beneath centuries of dust and parchment, he opens a bundle wrapped in rotting leather. And inside is a book like no other. 200 pages, thick parchment, strange symbols flowing across every line, drawings that look familiar but aren't. No title, no date, no author. Wilfred Voynich has no idea what he's looking at, only that he can't stop looking. He buys the book. He brings it to London. And without knowing it, he releases a riddle into the modern world that still hasn't been solved. Let's open it, carefully. The pages feel like old skin, smooth, oiled. Every page is written in a language no one has ever seen. Not Latin, not Greek, not Arabic, not even gibberish. The script flows naturally. The writer clearly understood what they were saying, but no one else ever has. Some letters repeat, like vowels. Some are rare. But there's no punctuation, no spacing rules. It's not a code we know. It's not a language we know. It's just there. The book is divided into sections. We think. Each one has illustrations, but they only deepen the confusion. The botanical section. The book opens with drawings of plants. Each page features a single plant. Roots, leaves, flowers, labeled with text. But here's the thing. None of the plants are real. Not one has ever been identified. Some look almost right, like parsley or sunflower, but something's always off. The roots twist in unnatural ways. The leaves don't match any known species. Some plants have organs or eyes. It's as if the book remembers Earth, but not quite. The pharmaceutical section, drawings of jars and tubes. Long wooden roots tied together. Symbols we've never seen before. Some believe this was an ancient herbal medicine guide. Others think it's not medicine at all, but a symbolic language disguised as one. The astronomical section. This is where it gets even stranger. Circular star maps, rotating zodiac signs, diagrams of moons, women floating in tubs, holding stars surrounded by orbit-like circles. Some pages show cosmological systems we don't recognize, not the solar system we know. Is this astrology, a spiritual map, or something from beyond our sky? The balneological section. This is the one that disturbs people the most. Dozens of nude women, drawn in clusters, bathing in tubes connected by pipes. Some are pregnant. Some are inside womb-like containers. Liquid flows from one to the next. All around them, symbols, stars, tubes, moons. It looks like medicine. It also looks like a ritual. Some researchers believe it may represent childbirth, healing, or alchemy. Others believe it shows something much more advanced. Hydraulic science, fertility systems, cloning. Theories grow with every decade, but proof? Still none. When Voynich revealed the book to the world, every major codebreaker tried to crack it. World War I cryptographers, World War II, Bletchley Park veterans. Even modern-day NSA analysts, all of them, defeated. Some thought it was Latin, hidden under a cipher. Others thought it was a forgotten Semitic language. Artificial intelligence models today call it statistically consistent, meaning it feels like a real language. But if it is, where did it come from? And why is it the only one of its kind? As decades pass, the manuscript becomes a magnet for the impossible. Theory 1. It's a hoax. Some argue it's nonsense. A prank. Maybe made to impress a Renaissance king or scam a buyer. But here's the problem. It's too perfect. Over 200 pages of consistent handwriting, grammar, and formatting. Even nonsense eventually reveals flaws. This book doesn't. If it's fake, it's the most advanced hoax in history. Theory 2. It's alchemical knowledge. In the Renaissance, knowledge was often encoded in symbols. Alchemy, medicine, and fertility were taboo. Some believe the manuscript is a woman's medical guide, passed in secret. Others say it's spiritual, a record of otherworldly insight. Theory 3. It's not from here. This is where things spiral. Theories about ancient astronauts, lost civilizations, Atlantean libraries, and non-human authors flood the internet. It's easy to dismiss them until you look back into the manuscript and admit we still don't know anything for certain. In recent years, universities and AI researchers have tried to apply machine learning to the Voynich script. Models were trained on everything: Sanskrit, medieval Latin, Hebrew, even invented languages. The results? Some patterns suggest grammar, others suggest poetry, but none reveal meaning. One study even claimed the language most similar to it was Hebrew, but reversed, obscured, and twisted. Was that real? Or just another false lead? What is most unsettling isn't that the Voynich manuscript hasn't been solved. It's that the deeper we look, the more it feels like it was never meant to be solved. And that's where the paranoia begins. Because if someone wrote this to hide knowledge, they did it too well. And if it wasn't meant to be read, then what's inside that needed to be hidden so completely? The plants, the women, the stars. What were they trying to say, or what were they trying to warn us about? If you've made it this far, ask yourself this: should we keep trying to solve the Voynich manuscript, or is its silence the message? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And in part 2, we go deeper into the oldest owners, the final pages, and a new theory that could change everything. Subscribe to HistoryMind so you don't miss what comes next. Part 2. The manuscript that defies time. Last time, we opened the Voynich manuscript, the book no one can read. We explored its alien language, its strange women, its fictional plants, and the centuries of failed decoding. But today, we go further. Because to understand a book, you need to know who once held it. The trail of ownership. Let's rewind to before Wilfrid Voynich, before 1912. The first confirmed owner of the manuscript was Georg Barasch, a 17th century alchemist living in Prague. He didn't understand it either, but he believed it held forgotten knowledge, something ancient. He contacted the Jesuits, hoping they could decipher it. But even the most educated minds of the time, theologians, philosophers, and physicians, couldn't read a single word. And so it passed hands again and again. Athanasius Kircher, a brilliant, eccentric Jesuit scholar, obsessed with Egypt, symbols, and lost languages. He was convinced the Voynich script was related to Coptic or Egyptian hieroglyphs. He spent years trying to decode it. He failed, but the manuscript stayed within the Jesuit libraries, hidden, until that day in 1912, when Wilfred Voynich bought it. The irony? The one man who tried hardest to crack it may have helped bury it. Fast forward to the 2000. The Beinecke Rare Book Library at Yale University, current home of the Voynich Manuscript, authorizes radiocarbon dating. For the first time, we get real numbers. The results? The parchment dates from 1404 to 1438. Handmade vellum. European origin. But here's the twist. The ink, applied after the parchment was made, is still hard to date. No one knows if the writer lived in the 1400s or centuries later, using old parchment. The ink and the handwriting. Modern scans reveal fascinating details. The handwriting is fluid and practiced, not clumsy, written by a single person, maybe two, but it's consistent. No corrections, no smudges, no second thoughts. If this was a hoax, why so clean? Why so much effort? Even the ink itself matches medieval recipes, but that doesn't answer why the book exists. The DNA and parchment. Traces of DNA from skin oils and plant fibers have been extracted from the manuscript, some human, some animal, some unknown. Pollen samples suggest the pages may have passed through Italy, Central Europe, and possibly the Eastern Mediterranean. It's as if the book wandered like a ghost, and with it, the mystery deepened. Some diagrams in the manuscript appear to mirror real biological systems. Drawings of women in tubes resemble lymphatic networks unknown at the time. The circular maps of stars match not the Earth, but deep sky rotation patterns we now understand only through modern astronomy. And one page, just one, shows a fold-out star diagram with 9 stars surrounding a large sun. Some say it's nonsense. Others think it's a model of the solar system, including Pluto. Pluto wasn't discovered until 1930. The manuscript is at least 500 years older. Coincidence? Or a new theory? Cognitive encryption. Linguists recently proposed something revolutionary. What if the manuscript was not just encrypted with symbols, but with thought? Cognitive encryption. A theory that language can be built without shared reference points. The idea: if someone invents a language from scratch, but doesn't share the rules, then no one else can decode it. And if that person dies, the key dies with them. The final pages, the last pages of the manuscript, are damaged. Some are missing. Some are torn. The ink fades. The symbols loosen. It feels like the writer was rushing or hiding something. One page contains just 33 words, written in Voynich script. No drawings, just a blank space. As if the book, for all its noise, ended in silence. People who study the Voynich manuscript for long periods report something strange. They begin dreaming in its language, seeing its symbols in nature, feeling like they almost understand it, then suddenly don't. There's something about its structure, repetition, rhythm, the almost familiar curves that affects the brain. It becomes an obsession, not just to read it, but to beat it. But the truth is this: no one has. Not yet. The final possibility: what if the manuscript was written by someone not trying to communicate, but trying to forget? A personal journal, a spellbook, a trauma, encoded not for discovery, but to bury something permanently. A memory, a warning, a map, or something worse, a book that was never meant for humans to read. This is not a story with an ending, because the Voynich manuscript is still here, still unread, still waiting. Maybe you'll be the one who sees what no one else can, or maybe you'll just become the next person it consumes. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Voynich Manuscript was meant to be solved? Or was it written to keep us out forever? Subscribe to HistoryMind, where real mysteries never die.